Now it is time for a new class. AC40 Inter awaits us. A 12mm restrictor on the exhaust. Plonks it power-wise right in the middle of the AC40 pros and the AC40 rookies. It will be all eyes on the young lady starting from pole position. International superstar, the 44 Nelly Knuth, who set the world alight in 2024. Is she looking to kickstart 2025? How she left Fab Racing last year. It was a 58.378 to give her pole position. And as the number 19 Finley Stiles, only a few tenths back though, it could be very, very close race. Indeed, you can see Finley Stiles there on the right-hand side of your picture with the pink leathers and the yellow number on the front of the fairing. But we do have a 12-bike grid here. Should be very exciting to see how this new class gets underway. Many familiar faces from the Rookies Cup last year moving up. Some problems perhaps as a bike gets moved off the racing surface. We're just waiting for the track to get cleared before they head on their sighting lap. But boy, oh boy, this should be exciting.
I do. I think it will be indeed. Like you just said, we are just waiting for something to get cleared off the track. And then we will see the outlap of these. We do have our grid already. So on row number 1 in first place, as Ross mentioned, we will have Nelly Knuth, who is very well known from her season here last year and for being first in the House of Motor Championship. Next to her in second place, we will have number 19, Finley Stiles, who you can see on your screen just right now on the number 19 bike in the black and pink overalls. On our second row, in third and fourth, we will have Austin Dilts, and then in fourth place, Noah Barfoot. On our third row, in fifth, we will see Freddie Taylor, and in sixth, we will see Reed Saxelby. On our fourth row, in seventh, will be James Dermott, and then in eighth, we will have Randy Carter, whose younger brother, Chase Carter, has joined us this year for his first season in the Rookies. Then on the fifth row, in ninth, we will see Seth James, and in 10th place, Henry Cooper. And then making up our final and sixth row will be in 11th, Daisy Grayson, and in 12th, Logan Paisley. So we've got a pretty full grid here with us.
We do indeed. Just a small delay before the riders heading out onto their sighting lap, which I think we're getting ready to do now. As you can see, the right hand's just twisting at the throttle, getting ready to push forwards. Of course, a quick run around for a sighting lap before the AC40 Inters, brought to you by Britson Electrical Services, will start their first race of the season. 9 laps for these guys out there to show what they can do. And again, if you were watching Fab Racing last year, if you had your eyes glued to the Rookies Cup like so many people did in what was one of the most exciting seasons of Fab Racing we've ever had, there'll be many familiar faces for you in this brand new category. So the riders making their way around, making sure everything feels okay as they push around. Again, this new category, a 12mm exhaust restrictor on instead of the 10mm that we see in the Rookies and the 14mm we see on the AC40 Pro. So it's just got that little bit extra oomph, but it's not quite the full Blatter Minimoto experience just yet. So it's still giving time for the young riders to get used to things and improve.
Yeah, like you said, it is just slap bang in the middle of the pro and the rookie class, and it will be really interesting to see what happens in this championship this year with it being new, because there are also the opportunities for fastest lap to be set, records to be made here by these riders. We have just got the grid lining up now, so like I said before, in first place we have Nelly Knuth, following her in second is Finley Stiles, then in third we have Austin Dill, in fourth we have Noah Barefoot, in fifth we have Freddie Taylor, and in sixth we have Reed Saxelby, in seventh James Dermott, and in eighth Randy Carter, ninth we will see Seth James, and 10th we will see Henry Cooper, 11th Daisy Grayson, and 12th Logan Paisley.
Getting ready then to go racing. Nelly Knuth, the 44, on the left of your screen from pole, the number 19 of Finley Stiles. Getting realigned there actually by the Flag Marshal Lee Klaus. He was slightly just outside of his grid slot. So Lee Klaus maybe just having a little check on everyone else. But it is Finley Stiles now in the correct position on the grid as someone else also gets shifted over a little bit. He starts from P2 and someone gets absolutely dragged over to the side of the racetrack there, but gives them a bit of space in front. This is, of course, the first ever Britson Fab Racing AC40 Inter race, and we are so looking forward to it. It is all eyes to the Digi flag. It's all eyes to the red lights. It is lights out. We are underway, and once again, as we expected, it is a rocket start from Nelly Nuth. The 44 times the launch perfectly and just breezes away at the front. Finley Styles able to hold off attacks from behind. Austin Dilks and Noah Barfoot looking to try and push their way through, but Styles just about holds on for the time being as they come down to the bottom end of the racetrack, making their way around that big right-hander. You can see the front of the bikes just chattering away over the bumps as they head now into the fast stuff, the sweeping S's, as they head towards the back straight. It is Nuth that leads from pole position. Finley Styles holds on to P2 as well, and maybe trying to close up the gap just a little bit as they fly now into the loop section. And look at that, it looks like in fact Finley Styles has slid through Nelly Nuth, and indeed he has, from second on the grid. Finley Styles into the lead of the race.
Yeah, very interesting to see here. Finley has taken that first from Nelly, and we will be interesting to see how she's going to take this and how she's going to fight back on this one. We are starting just the second lap of this race now, and holding on to that first quite well is Finley Styles. He seems to be finding himself quite a comfortable pace here. There is Nelly. Oh, is she going to make the move? No, but she's gaining on Finley as much as she can to hold on to her first win.
Yeah, really pushing there from Nelly Nuth. Obviously testing out where she can push, where she has more grip, more speed than Styles in front. But she needs to think behind as well, because Austin Dilks, the 85, right on her tail and closing up as they head into the infield section. A three-way fight for the podium places, a three-way fight for the lead in the opening race of the season for the Brixton AC40 Inters, heading now to make it 7 laps to go. Styles from Nuth, from Dilks, your top three. It was Austin Dilks who had the fastest lap of the race. It's now Finley Styles, a 58.648. The top three all running very similar lap times, all within a tenth of a second of each other. Meanwhile, further back in the pack, Noah Barfoot in fourth and Freddie Taylor in P5. Those two fighting for fourth place. Everyone else, though, just running their own race, hitting their marks. A few riders clearly taking this opening race of the season as just getting rid of that racing rust, getting used to being back on the bike in a competitive atmosphere. These riders still so young. They'll be 7, 8 years old roughly, and going out there pushing themselves to the limit. Yeah,
as we can see on our screens now, Styles and Nuth have got themselves quite a bit of a gap going from the rest of the grid. Nelly is right on his tail. Is she going to try and make a move on the inside? And she does, and Nelly has taken back first place from Finley Styles. It is brilliant to see, but Finley isn't going to let this go easily. And Nelly is holding on. They are neck and neck, these two, both wanting that first place as best as they can.
Yellow flags out as they head down through into the second chicane. Nelly Nuth, that was aggressive racing there. It looks like we have actually lost Austin Dilks. That may be the cause of the yellow flag. He was in P3 at the start of the previous lap, and you'll see on the timing tower, tumbling down the order. What has gone wrong for the 85? He will be heartbroken. A real disappointing way to start his season. But Finley Styles and Nelly Nuth still fighting up the front of the pack. This is in the fight now for P3 as a result of Dilks having issues. This is Noah Barfoot leading Freddie Taylor, the number 36 machine, ahead of the 118. Let's see who's going to be on top as they come round to make it 5 laps to go. Coming out of the final corner, you can see there 2 very distinct different lines that are preferred by the riders this weekend. You either have a tighter line coming out or a much wider line. Yes, you're going over the bumps, but theoretically allows you to carry more momentum onto the straight and should give you a better entry into turn 1 as well. It is still Barfoot that holds on, but he's under huge pressure from Taylor right now.
Yeah, and this battle here between these two is, like you said, for third place, for that final position on the podium. Barefoot is holding on to his lead from Taylor, but Taylor is right on his tail, constantly fighting against him to try and take that third place from him. Nelly Nuth has stayed on holding to her first place and leads ahead of Finley Styles. Top 10 rundown for you right now. We have Nelly Nuth in first. Second, we have Finley Styles. Third, we have Noah Barefoot. Fourth, we have Freddie Taylor. Fifth, we we have Reed Saxelby. 6th, Randy Carter. 7th, James Dermott. 8th, Henry Cooper. 9th, Seth James. And rounding out our top 10 currently is Daisy Grayson. She is another one by the House of Moto this year.
Absolutely great to see so many young female riders coming up through the Fab Racing ranks and showing what they can do and showing they have what it takes. 4 laps then left to run. Taylor still putting the pressure on Barfoot, trying maybe to get into the back of his mind, force him to make a mistake somehow if he doesn't quite have the pace to get around him purely with an overtake coming onto the back straight. And will he be close enough for a look to the inside? No, actually brakes slightly earlier, looking for a better exit out of this hairpin, and he does close up, but still not quite close enough. Is the gap open on the inside though? Yes, it is. We just can't get the momentum, can't get the drive out of the corner, and he will have to stay in P4 for the time being. 3 to go as Knuth crosses the line, leading Styles, Barfoot and Taylor. The last two couldn't fit a razor blade between them out on the racetrack. It is so tight. The racing furious here at Lydd at the opening round of the 2025 Mastermac Fab Racing Mini Bike British Championship. Barfoot right now is holding onto that podium. He's riding really, really well. But Freddie Taylor pushing forwards, trying to find a way through.
What's going to happen here between these two, we will have to keep an eye and see. They are still fighting very carefully for that 3rd place. Out in front, we still have Nelly Knuth. She's holding on with grace to that 1st place. She has got a gap building on Finley Styles, but let's look at these two still fighting for that 3rd place. Barfoot is just holding on to that lead over Taylor, and Taylor, as much as he is trying in those corners to get onto him and get past him, it is just not happening for him, and Barfoot is holding on to that lead on his number 36.
He is indeed, but can he hold on for much longer? Is the pressure from Taylor too much? Or is the 36 feeling cool, calm and collected underneath that white lid? We'll have to wait and see. 2 laps left to run here in the opening race of the AC40 Inters, brought to you by Britson Electrical Services. Nelly Knuth continuing to pound the laps in another fastest lap, 57.819 last time around. Next lap, of course, will be the final tour. She's got a second back now to Finley Styles. A little bit of issue at the start of the race. We saw her fighting with Styles, losing that lead that she had from pole position, but once she got back in front, she hasn't looked back.
No, she hasn't. You are right there, Ross. She has kept cool and just held on to that lead as best as she can, and we are just about now to start the final lap. She's just come round that final corner, and here we go. The last lap has started. You saw the board just there in the corner of your screens. Nelly Knuth is leading, holding on to that 1st place over Finley Styles in 2nd. In 3rd place, we have Noah Barfoot. With 4th place, we have Freddie Taylor.
Absolutely, really, really close in that battle for 3rd, but as long as Knuth can stay on 2 wheels, she's essentially got this one in the bag, unless Finley Styles can pull something right out of the top drawer. He did get a little bit closer on the last lap, gap down to 9/10 of a second, and the gap vision does look like he is narrowing down. He must be giving it absolutely everything, but he's running out of time because we've got half a lap left to run. Knuth leads Styles into the infield section. Styles is really pushing, he's really closed up now, but it may be too little, too late for Finley Styles as we head round the final corner. Welcome back to 2025. Nelly Knuth takes the opening round of the season in style. What a performance, what a ride there from the number 44, and picks up where she left off in Fab Racing and opens it up with a commanding win. Styles did have the fastest lap of the race in that last lap. He really, really dug deep to try and get back into the lead of the race as the laps faded away, but unfortunately just didn't have enough time left. It is Nelly Knuth who takes the win.
Yep, so Nelly Knuth takes the 1st place, and following her in our top 10, we have in 2nd place Finley Styles, in 3rd place Noah Barfoot, 4th place Freddie Taylor, 5th place Reed Saxelby. Following him in 6th place is Randy Carter. Then in 7th we have James Dermott. In 8th we have Henry Cooper, 9th Seth James, and finally rounding off our top 10 is Daisy Grayson.
Wow, what a race to introduce this new category. A great result there for your race winner, Nelly Knuth. getting 2025 started with a bang. That young lass, an international superstar almost, after clips of her on BBC News went viral. And now she is showing what she is made of as she makes her way into this new interclass out of the Fab Racing Rookies Cup. A great result there for Daisy Grayson as well, getting into the top 10 and getting some points on the board for the House of Moto Cup. Of course, an all-female Ryder Cup encompassing the entirety of Fab Racing and the first cup of its kind, the first cup promoting female riders in grassroots bike racing. But it is Nelly Knuth with a fantastic victory there and doing a great job taking the win by half a second. Fantastic stuff from the 44. Coming up next will be race number 2 for the Britain Electrical AC40 into the new class in Fab Racing in 2025. The same Blatter Mini Moto machines that we know and love. But instead of a 10mm restrictor that we see in the Rookies Cup, the 14mm exhaust restrictor that we see in the pros, these guys, 12mm Inter. It's in the name. We saw Nelly Knuth picking up 2025 where that young superstar left off in 2024, the 44, with a dominant victory. But a lot of riders out there pushing very, very hard. The likes of Finlay Stiles, Austin Dilks, Noah Barford as well, all getting involved as this 12-rider grid gets ready to head out onto their sighting lap. It should be a very, very exciting race indeed. And Izzy, well, maybe we'll be seeing Nelly Knuth once again, or will it be someone else?
I wonder. Let's see indeed. They are just coming now out onto their outlap to make their way to the grid. Let's run through our grid positions for now. First place currently, we will have Nelly Knuth. Following her in second is Finlay Stiles. In third place, we have Austin Dilks. Then fourth place, we have Noah Barfoot. Fifth place, we have Freddie Taylor. Following him in sixth is Reed Saxelby. On our fourth row, making up seventh and eighth place, we have James Dermott and Randy Carter, his younger brother Chase Carter, racing also this weekend. On our fifth row in ninth, we have Seth James, and in 10th, we have Henry Cooper. Making up our sixth and final row in 11th and 12th position, we have Daisy Grayson and Logan Paisley. They are just finishing their journey round the track right now, getting ready to get into their positions to start this race.
Should be very, very interesting. Of course, only the second ever race in the Fab Racing AC40 Inters, brought to you by Britain Electrical Services. This should be a very, very exciting one. Nelly Knuth on the left of your screen, the 44, the Rookies Cup champion from last year, sitting on pole once again. That's a familiar sight. We know how good she is at race starts as well. And then alongside, though, the number 19, Finlay Stiles, a phenomenal rider himself, who'll be looking to try and challenge Nelly. And again, a few riders further back as well. Some big, big names in this class. Again, a lot of the big, big plays in the Rookies Cup last year jumping up into this Inter category. So it should be really interesting to see. Now we see Flag Marshal Lee Clowes at the front of the grid, just making sure everyone's in place. A quick check up to race control there, just off to the left of your screen there, or where Lee's eyes are pointing, making sure she's got the go-ahead to send these young riders on their way. Some of them as young as 7 years old out there in this class. It is time to go racing. Race number 2 of the Britain Electrical Services Fab Racing AC40 Inters. It is lights out and we are underway. Great start once again by Nelly Knuth, and that looks like Austin Dilks on the 85, sliding up the inside of Finlay Stiles there, who had a bit of a disappointing getaway, just couldn't get the drive down onto the racing surface. So it's Knuth from Dilks from Stiles, your top 3 as they make their way through the second chicane down to the bottom end of the racing surface. There's Noah Barfoot and Freddie Taylor as well doing battle up there. In fact, Noah Barfoot just in front of them as they push their way down now onto the back straight. Nelly Knuth, great start there. We see Finlay Stiles trying to get back up into second place. A disappointing start from the 19, Izzy, but he'll be pushing onwards, I'm sure.
He will indeed. Nelly Knuth, though, with an absolutely brilliant race start once again. She's absolutely flying ahead of everybody else, leading them into this tight infield section, ready to come out and start the second lap of this race. Very interesting start again, with everybody getting off as quickly as they could. No jump starts this time though. Everybody clean. Oh, and has that second position been taken away? No, it hasn't. It was close, though. Let's see what's happening here. We have got a little battle going on here between the number 19, Finley Styles, and ahead of him in second place, we have Austin Dilks. He's going to do everything he can to chase everybody down. After yesterday, he came 12th in the race.
Styles is really pushing. We saw in the second chicane, the bike got all crossed up underneath him. The number 19 desperate to make up for his disappointing start and rocket back up into second. Now he does go down the inside. He's tried it a few times before. It will be Dilks who tries to get back underneath, but to little avail. The 19 back into second, but that battle still rages on. Nelly Nuth will have about a second's advantage looking at the gap visually. They're coming to the line now to make it 8 laps left to go. Let's have a look and see where they are, where the gap lands. 1.2 seconds separating the race leader from Finley Styles in second. Nelly Nuth, fastest lap of the race last time as well, 58.439. So feeling very, very confident on that number 44 at the moment. But now Styles is through Austin Dilks. He's back up into second. I love that bit of that adrenaline rush that you get from making a move. And now he can get his head down and try and hunt down the race leader.
Definitely, indeed, he will be doing that. He will be hunting Nelly down to try and take this race win off of her and that first place off of her. She absolutely dominated everyone yesterday, taking first place once again. Let's just see what we've got going on here. We have got a little battle going on between the number 36 of Noah Barfoot and the 118 of Freddie Taylor. Freddie Taylor is going to do everything he can to try and take that fourth position away from Noah Barfoot. Just a little ahead of them, we still have Austin Dilks running in third position. A bit of a gap now forming between them and those running out in front, Nelly Nuth and Finley Styles.
Absolutely. Let's see if any moves can be made. Styles is riding like a boy possessed at the moment, but can Nuth hold on to make it 2 race wins out of 2 in 2025? Further back, Austin Dilks, Noah Barfoot and Freddie Taylor now fighting for the final podium places, and there's action everywhere you look, as there always is in the Master Mac Fab Racing Mini Bike British Championship, making their way now through the S's section. There's that battle for third place, although Barfoot and Taylor dropping back just a little bit, starting to maybe scrap over fourth. That might allow a bit of breathing room for Dilks to try and hold on to that podium. Looks to the inside, goes Freddie Taylor and does get the move done. Forced Barfoot to sit up just a little bit. They're still side by side, but now he does confirm that place. Lovely move by the 118 machine. He gets up into fourth as it's 5 laps left to go.
Indeed, so Freddie Taylor has just took that fourth place off of Noah Barfoot. Out in the lead, though, with a 0.4 second lead is still Nelly Nuth. Finley Styles is very carefully chasing her down, wanting to take that first position away from her. Currently, we have got 5 laps left to go, and it is looking to be a very fun race for these guys in the AC40 Inters.
Freddie Taylor is looking really, really racy out there. He fancies a podium, but there is Austin Dilks stood in his way. Dilks, of course, running second at the start of this race after a great getaway from the line, and now maybe potentially dropping off the podium. But of course, it's one thing to catch a rider, another thing to get around them. But Taylor hitting his marks really, really well. Maybe just looking to see where Dilks is better and where he is better, where the opportunity for a move will arise. Playing the patient game here is the 118. 4 laps left to go as they cross the line. It is Nuth from Styles, from Dilks, your top 3. That could all change, though, in just a moment, because Freddie Taylor hot on the heels of the third place rider, the 85 of Dilks, and Noah Barfoot not far behind either. There is race leader, though, Nelly Nuth, and last time the gap did come down just a little bit again. 0.3 of a second up the line. Finley Styles, first rider into the 57s this race, a 57.9 was the lap time, but Nelly Nuth not quite matching it, but getting very, very close. She did a 58.000. So they're both running very, very similar pace.
They are indeed, but Nelly is trying to get comfortable with that lead. She's just coming into that tight infield section now. Let's see what happens. Styles is still chasing her down for that second place. It will be very interesting to see what happens now. They are just coming round that final corner. We now have 3 laps to go of this race. Nelly Nuth has just set a time of 57.917 seconds, with Finley Styles close behind her with a 58.028 seconds.
Yeah, really, really close racing. Really, really exciting racing out there. A tense battle for the lead, a tense battle for third place, and action further back as well. We just seen Henry Cooper get past Seth James for 9th place. A little bit deep there from Austin Dilks. Will give him the momentum, but potentially opens the door for Freddie Taylor. Not quite on that occasion. Again, Taylor, one of the many riders we're seeing this weekend that likes to have a go into that big, big right-hand sweeper on the opposite end of the track. It's a difficult move to pull off, but if you can get it done, it is a fantastic one. And lots of riders have been going for it. Not many have pulled it off so far. Maybe he can add his name to that list. 2 laps to go as the race leaders cross the line. And it is a battle for first and a battle for third raging on our hand as they start the penultimate lap.
It is indeed. We've got Austin Dilks in third, being closely followed by Freddie Taylor. He is hot on his tail, wanting to take that third position away from him. He is going to keep on doing everything he can to catch right up to Austin Dilks and get that move on him to take that third position with 2 laps left to go. Let's see what happens. He's still following him ever so closely, wanting to try as best as he can on all these corners to make that move, but it is just not just happening for him at that moment. Here they are now. They are coming round the track, ready to complete this lap. Coming now into that tight infield section. Taylor very, very, very close on Dilks, but has just not got the chance to make that move yet.
Not quite yet. It will be 1 lap left to go at the line. Nelly Nuth have extended their gap up to just over half a second in the battle for third place. 3/10 separates Dilks from Taylor. Does Taylor have anything? Oh, small mistake there into turn number 2. That could open the gap up a bit further. Maybe just pushing a little bit too hard, but he now needs to dig deep if he wants to get up into those podium positions. Dilks has been under pressure all race long and has done an excellent job to keep his composure and keep pushing onwards. And will he reap the rewards with a podium at the end of this race? Coming up to half a lap left to go now. Into the sweepers they go. There was no push there from Freddie Taylor too far back. Up the front, maybe Finley Styles could have a late pop. Nuth slightly deep on the exit of the corner, but looking all good as they come through to the final corners. Finley Styles will need something magical, but it's not enough. Nelly Nuth makes it 2 from 2 and wins race number 2 in the opening round of the season in the Britson AC40 Inters. And what a ride from the 44 once again. Finley Styles with another fastest lap on his final lap, a 57.0. Man, oh man, the front 2 are pushing late on in this race. Just shows how much further and faster they can go. But it is Nelly Nuth that holds on for the race lead. Battles further back in the pack as well as they make their way through. Potential late overtakes there. That is a brilliant move from that Will Be coming to the line. James Dermott, I believe, that held on to PA as they were all squabbling there. But top 10 for you now. Nelly Nuth holds on for her second win of the weekend with Finley Styles only 4/10 behind. Austin Dilks holds on to the podium with Freddie Taylor P4 and Noah Barfoot in P5. Reed Saxelby was 6th with Randy Carter 7th, James Dermott in P8, Henry Cooper 9th, and Seth James rounding out our top 10. Another fascinating race there, Izzy, and it goes to show Nuth and Styles potentially the championship favourites further down the line.
Indeed it does. What a brilliant race that was there in that battle for first position, but also that battle for third position. Also, it was absolutely brilliant to see, and we have still got another race later between all of these folks in the AC40 Inters class.
Absolutely. We see the riders coming up to the podium positions now, receiving the applause and the congratulations from paddock members, colleagues, family members, of course. it just goes to show these young riders, some of them young as 7 in this championship, how many people coming over to congratulate them. It is such a family here at Fab Racing. Of course, if you're watching along on YouTube, clip this one for us, because then we can post it and just show how many fans these young riders have. Of course, Nelly Nuth, a bit of an international superstar after clips of her on local BBC News went viral last year, but that is not to say that that the likes of Freddie Taylor and Austin Dilks don't have their plaudits as well. Now it is time for the final race of the weekend in the AC40 Interclass. This new category created for 2025. The 12mm exhaust restriction being what separates them from the rookies and the pros. And it's a really, really exciting race ahead. We've had 2 fantastic races so far. Nelly Nuth taking both of them, but not without fighting for it. The likes of Finley Styles, Austin Dilks, all looking very, very strong. It should be interesting to see what's going to happen in race number 3.
I definitely think so, Ross. They are just coming out on their 8th lap now for the last time this weekend. In first place, starting first on the grid, we have Nelly Nuth. In second, we see Finley Styles. Third place, we have Austin Dilks. In fourth, we have Noah Barfoot. Fifth place, we have Freddie Taylor. Sixth place, we have Reed Saxelby. Seventh, we have James Dermott. And in eighth, we have Randy Carter. Ninth, we have Seth James. 10th, Henry Cooper. And on our 6th and final row of this race, we have in 11th, Daisy Grayson. And 12th, we have Logan Paisley. Like Ross was saying earlier, we've had a brilliant weekend of racing with these guys in the Inters class. They have been absolutely brilliant this weekend. Nelly Nuth has absolutely dominated both races. It will be interesting to see if she holds that domination for this race.
Or maybe the likes of Finley Styles, the likes of Austin Dilks can try and fight their way onto the top step of the podium in race number 3. Or is Nelly Nuth, the 44, destined to sweep the opening weekend here at Lydd? Only time will tell. But that time is soon to come, because all the riders have made their way onto the grid. Last few checks from the roving marshals. Austin Dilks just having a quick look at the bike there before he hops back onto the 85. And now it is time to go racing. Our flag marshal Lee Clowes getting ready to send them on their way for the final time this weekend. Of course, this race brought to you by Britson Electrical Services. The riders getting ready. Last little check there, just a little problem for someone further back in the pack, but all looks okay. The point of the lights, it comes our way now. The red lights will go on. Let's get racing for race number 3.
And it's lights out and away we go. A brilliant start there for Nelly Nuth. She has absolutely got away from the rest of the pack. Let's see what is happening. Looks like running in second currently, we have got Finley Styles. Started second on the grid and has held on to that position very, very well. But once again, Nelly Nuth taking an absolute dominating start, flying away from the rest of the pack, holding on to that position. And actually, Finley Styles is currently running in third. Let's see if he can take that second position back at the end of this first lap. What a brilliant weekend of racing we have seen from these guys in the Inters class. They are just coming around now into that tight infield section. Absolutely brilliant racing from them so far. Nelly Nuth into that left-hand corner, holding on to her lead in front of everyone else, coming round that last corner to finish the first lap of this race and start their next one.
Through they go, back into the opening chicane section. Nuth leads, but not by much. Dilks, Styles, Barfoot, they're all right there with her. And this could be a lot closer than it has been across the previous 2 races in the Britson AC40 Interclass here at Fab Racing. Making their way down the bottom end of the circuit, heading into the sweeping S's in just a few short moments. Then, of course, the short and back straight before they head down to the infield. Action further back in the pack, that's James Dermott fighting with Henry Cooper. That's over 8th place at the moment. Back to some riders further in front of the pack, though. There we see Finley Styles currently 3rd, maybe 2nd, as he launches it up the inside. That was a gap that shouldn't have appeared, but he forced Austin Dilks to sit up and get out of the way to avoid the accident. Brave racing from Finley Styles, getting the elbows out a little bit perhaps. Either way, moves him up to 2nd place.
It indeed. We have got 7 laps left to go of this final race for the AC40 Inters here at Lydd. Absolutely brilliant what we have seen so far from Finlay Styles and Austin Dilks. That battle they were having for second place, which has now seen Finlay Styles take it out in front. We have Nelly News still just dominating ahead of everyone else. A 0.7 second gap between her and Finlay Styles. Let's see what Austin Dilks can do though to try and take that second place back from Finlay Styles. Brilliant so far from these lot here at Lydd.
Really exciting stuff. Is Nelly Newth under pressure perhaps from Finlay Styles? Styles to the outside on the 19, the up and under perhaps? No, not quite on this occasion. Maybe here on the exit of the hairpin, Nelly Newth still leads. Styles looking really, really racy in race number 3 here at Lydd. 6 laps to go as they cross the line, and Newth and Styles starting to bomb away. Fastest lap from Styles that previous tour, 57.407 for the number 19. But Nelly Newth, we saw in the previous race, right at the end, both of them dug deep, found huge amounts of time, so they're pushing each other to the absolute limits here. Nelly Newth, we know she can at the very least match that pace when Styles goes quicker.
We do know that she can do that, but Styles sees an opportunity here in this race. He can see her in his sights and he is not going to let her go. He is hunting her down. This is going to be a very interesting battle, and he's getting close to her here on those final straights into that tight infield section. Styles wants to do everything he can, pull everything he can from his bike to get up and follow Nelly Newth and potentially take that first position out of her hands after she has won this last 2 races here. We have now got 5 laps left to go. Finlay Styles doing everything he can with his bike to try and keep up with Nelly Newth and take that position away from her. They have separated massively from the rest of the pack.
Nelly Newth went quicker, but Finlay Styles went quicker still. A 57.5 for the 44 compared with a 57.290 for the number 19. He's getting closer and closer, but as we've been saying all weekend, it's one thing to catch a rider in front, it is another thing to overtake them. Nelly Newth will be doing everything in her power to keep that number 19 behind as they fly down the black stretch. Styles again looking for the dive bomb, but Newth covers off that inside masterfully, making their way through this tight and tricky infield section before rejoining the racetrack proper, coming through the last few corners. 4 laps left to go at the line. Let's see the lap times as they come across now. Newth runs very, very wide. Does that open the door as both of them a little bit slower on that lap? The gap only a 1/10 of a second though. It is getting close.
It is indeed, like Ross just said, a 1/10 of a second separating these two at that battle out in front. Still, though, currently we have Austin Dilks running in 3rd with Noah Barfoot behind him in 4th. And Reid Saxelby has just took 5th away from Freddie Taylor. He is now dropped down to 6th position. Absolutely amazing stuff from these guys in the AC40 Inters class. This last race, they are pulling everything they can out of their bikes. Everybody wants a podium or a race win this weekend. Let's have a look what else is going on. The rest of the group are quite tightly together. This is the battle for P6 currently between the 118 of Freddie Taylor and the 69 of Randy Carter. Brilliant racing we are seeing from everybody here this weekend. Nobody wants to let anybody else go. They are all hot on each other's tails to keep their positions and fight to get a better position.
Yeah, here we see there's 2 battles going on at the same time. We've got P3 Austin Dilks against P4 Noah Barfoot. P5 Reid Saxelby against P6 Freddie Taylor. But all this could become a 4-way fight for 3rd very, very quickly if they all manage to bunch up together. 3 laps, soon to be 2 laps left to go. It's anyone's guess who's going to win this race. It's anyone's guess who's going to be in the podium positions at the end of this one. So close is the action in the final Brits and AC40 Inter race this weekend. Heading through the infield section in this 3rd place battle up the inside. Was that a move from Noah Barfoot? Yes, it was. He gets up to the podium places in front of the 85 of Austin Dilks, who left the door wide open. And the 36 went, thank you very much, and slid on by. 2 laps left to go and they're still trading places.
Yeah, and you know Dilks is going to be very disappointed in himself, but he isn't letting Barfoot take it very easily. He is still hot on his tail, fighting for that third position, that final position on the podium. A brilliant race we are seeing from these guys here. This battle for third place has been consistent throughout this race, and it's not going to end anytime soon with 2 laps to go. Barfoot doing everything he can to try and build a bigger gap ahead of Austin Dilks, but Austin Dilks is not letting that happen easily. And is it going to happen? Austin Dilks up on the... Oh, no! Barfoot is holding on to that third position. Dilks tried to have a go, but just did not quite manage to hold it and keep it. Barfoot is still running in third place. Here we can see Nelly Nuth now starting her last lap here at Lydd in the third and final race for her this weekend. Absolutely brilliant stuff. Finley Styles has tried chasing her down throughout this race, but has not had quite enough to take it from her. She's been absolutely brilliant this weekend, as everybody has in this class. Finley Styles still trying to pull everything he can out of the bike to take that first position away from Nelly Nuth, and he's still going to try, and it is not quite there for him right now. They have just come into that tight infield section of the track. Nelly Nuth holding on to that first position, around that tight left-hand corner, back out onto the outer, and here we go, around into that final corner. Nelly Nuth holding on, taking the checkered flag. Nelly Nuth wins the third and final race of the AC40 Inters here at Lydd. Finley Styles close on her tail though in second position, setting a fastest lap of 56.725. Noah Barfoot in third position, making up our final podium for these guys here at Lydd. Absolutely amazing stuff from this weekend, and Nelly Nuth definitely someone to be keeping our eye on for the rest of this season, Ross.
Nelly Nuth continues to dominate everything she touches. That lass is just so good. The 44, the international superstar, takes a win by a little over 0.2 of a second, with Finley Styles try as he might with another fastest lap on the final lap with a 56.725, just not quite able to get through. Noah Barfoot slid onto the podium there in that battle with Austin Dilks in P4, with Reed Saxel be 5th and Freddie Taylor in P6. Randy Carter was 7th with Henry Cooper in P8. Seth James was P9 and Logan Paisley was P10. Daisy Grayson, I think, may have encountered an issue on the final lap. She was running in the top 10, but unfortunately just falling outside of there on the final lap of the race. But there it is, Nelly Nuth once again sweeping a weekend, and what a way to kick off 2025. What a way to kick off the Brits and Electrical Services AC40 Inter Championship. Nelly Nuth, she made the Fab Racing Rookies Cup her own last year. This year, she's already trying to make the Inter her own as well.